Hello everyone, this is Ralph from Ralph's Trucking. It is December 5th, 2024. This year's flown by something fast. Y'all know I drive for Tyson Foods. Been here almost 3 years. End of February, coming up, it'll be 3 years here I've been driving for Tyson Foods. I personally drive over the road. So, what I'm going to tell you is affecting me as an over-road truck driver for Tyson Foods. So, let's get a nitty-gritty of it. This week in December, the first week of December, Tyson Foods announced they're shutting down 3 more plants this beginning of next year. So let's talk about, will it affect me? And all the other plant closures that is closed, has it affected me? So cue that intro. All right, for the last several years, Tyson Foods has been closing several plants. Jacksonville, Florida, it was a real small plant. You had to back in off the street. Columbia, South Carolina, they closed. I think it was Knoll, Missouri. It was out in the boonies. They closed it. They closed one in Fort Smith, Arkansas. They closed one in Little Rock. They just announced they're closing Topeka, which is a meat processing where they slice the meat and package it for the Walmarts, etc. Food Lions, grocery stores. Like Walmart's, they're already ready. When we package those meats for Walmart, the steaks and pork and stuff like that, all they have to do is take it out of the box and put it on the shelf. It's already labeled. It's stickered, priced, you name it. It's ready to go from the box to the shelves of Walmart or whatever company. So we're closing that. We're closing 2 plants in Philadelphia that makes cheesesteaks. I haven't been to. I've had people has. You had to park in the middle of the street and wait for them to call you to the door. There was only like 3 doors, I think they told me. And then you had to back in off a busy street to at least one of those locations. I think there's 2. So we're shutting them down first part of 2025. So, with all these 10 plants they've closed the last 2 years, they have opened several new plants. Outside of Danville, Virginia, there is a chicken nugget plant they just opened up. Bowling Green, Kentucky is a bacon plant they just opened up. They've done a lot of upgrades to other plants so they can take some of the stuff from the smaller, older plants and move it to the newer plants. What other new plants are coming? Right now, I don't know. I just know what I have read, where I've been to. I've been to the new plant in Danville. I've been to the new plant in Bowling Green, Kentucky. I've been to some of the plants they've shut down. So yes, it's the bigger picture of Tyson Foods. Some of the smaller, less productive plants, moving it and maybe newer buildings, bigger buildings, whatever. It's above my pay grade. But me as a truck driver over the road, has it affected me? Well, let's look and see how many miles I've done so far this year. All right, right there. 9:09 Eastern. On 12/5/2024, I have 133,613 miles. And I'll put a picture up over here what this mileage was when I got this truck. I think I got this truck 12/30 of 2023. It had like 1,100, give or take. I'll post a picture over there. So in 11 months, I put 132,000 miles, give or take, on this truck. So like I said, I'm well over 130,000 miles in 11 months here at Tyson Foods. I'm out 3-4 weeks at a time. Sometimes more, sometimes less. And I usually go home for 4 to 6 days. This time I went home, I got home about 11 o'clock noon, Thanksgiving Day. I was supposed to be home Saturday. Got home Thanksgiving Day. I left out Tuesday afternoon. Monday, I had to go to my doctor to get my A1C because I am diabetic. And I got the printout of my CPAP machine by the app because I had the DOT physical, which was supposed to be expiring January 14th or something. But while I was home, I got my A1C, got my sleep report, and I went ahead and got my DOT physical. Yes, it's a 1-year card because I have sleep apnea, I have high blood pressure, I have diabetes. Any one of those will get you a 1-year card. But I go get my DOT physical done, try to, at 11 months, give or take. Last year, I cut it real close. I had like 1 week left before I got the card. So I'm going to stay out till January 4th. So people with kids can be home for Thanksgiving, for Christmas. I'd rather work. Let people with families like that go home. So here at Tyson, like I said, they shut down several plants the last 2 years, 8, 10, give or take, and they're closing 3 more. Some of them are old, outdated, small. Am I worried about my job? No. Has it affected some of my miles? Some of the plants I have been to, they've closed. Some of them I've only been to once. The ones in Philadelphia I haven't been to at all, but I heard they were real pain because you had to back in off a busy 4-lane highway. Yeah. So, Tyson has opened up 2 brand new plants, at least, this last year, outside of Danville, Virginia, and Bowling Green, Kentucky. Bowling Green, Kentucky is a bacon plant, and the one in Virginia is, I think, a chicken nugget type of plant. So, my miles are good. Pay is great. Right now, I'm at 105,000. I'm on track to make 120 this year here at Tyson Foods, over the road. Now, some of the regional guys and local, yes, it has affected them with some of the plant closures. The everywhere guys, I haven't noticed any difference for the most part. Okay, before I talk about pay, here at Tyson Foods. 1, they're a very safe company here at Tyson Foods. We have a switch on the dash that raises the fifth wheel 4 to 5 inches. We're not allowed in the back of the trailer. We have automatic fifth wheel release inside the cab. Anything's wrong, they'll fix it. I had about a crack about this long yesterday in my windshield. I drove by Russellville and I called him up. I said, hey, I'm going to be there about 5:45. What time's the glass guy come? The last I think he comes at 5. Let me check. Oh, he'll be here. We'll get him here once you get here. I pulled in at 5:45, checked in. He said, you're Ralph. I'm like, yep. He said, all right, fill out the form. I'll call the glass guy. Glass guy was there within 90 minutes. It took him about 45 minutes to change. There were 2 younger kids. I don't look like they knew how to do too much. Some of the stuff they put too high. And on the angle, they didn't clean the glass too good. But within 2.5 hours, I had a new windshield installed. I guess I had to crack about that long. Right underneath that corner of that glass right there. And I know if I didn't get it changed, she was going to spray because it's getting cold. So like I said, Tyson Foods got that button to raise that fifth wheel up so you don't have to crank most of the time. And if you've never been to a Tyson Foods location, most of them's got signs around. If you have trouble, contact the yard dog. They'll raise or lower or pull out. Because sometimes trailers are, 6 inches apart. Yeah, I'm a big boy. There ain't no way I could get in between 6 inches. So, a lot of times you can just raise, if the trailer's dropped correctly, leave a little gap when you drop the trailer, drop your airbags and pull away. the next guy can do it and pick up. You can hook up the airlines and pull it, raise your fifth wheel pull out enough to crank your landing gear. I do that all the time without calling the yard dog. But if I have to call yard dog, I'll call yard dog. But then in this segment, I will be talking about per diem and all. This is for over the road. Regionals, check out. Like I said, my descriptions will be down below. And right down here will be my driver ID if you want to talk to Tyson Foods. We are hiring in several parts of the country. It's usually if we have plants nearby. I'm over the road. I live in Statesville, North Carolina. I go all the way from Maine down to Florida. I've been out to New Mexico more times than I can count. I've been out to Salt Lake City twice. I've been out to Washington State once. But here, most of the time, I'm running Pennsylvania, Florida, New Mexico, Wisconsin, Nebraska, Wisconsin. That's about the ballpark I run for the most part. There's times I go out farther west, especially if I stay out a long time. There's times I can't go out west. Right now I don't have chains. Next time I'll go out west and it's winter, I'll have to get a set of chains. But let's talk about per diem. Cue that next slide. You just read right here. This is a message we just got yesterday. In a nutshell, IRS is raising our daily rate for over-the-road truck drivers or people who stay out to $80 a day, which means the IRS is going to allow us to, and Tyson Foods will let us have more money cash in our paycheck. Over the road was 12.5. Come 1-3, it would be 16 cents a mile. Okay, I just did some figuring and say 2,800 miles. That's about an average for the fleet, I'm guessing. I'm not 100% sure. I'm just giving you a flat route rate at 2,800 miles. If you have 3 years plus experience here at Tyson Foods, it is 64 cents a mile. So at that rate, at 2,800 miles, this is not counting extra load pay, any layovers. Because every time we get a load, we get 25 bucks. I'm not counting that in. This is just mileage I'm counting. At 64 cents a mile, what I'm making, or anybody who has 3 years or more experience here at Tyson, it is 64 cents a mile. So at 64 cents a mile, at 2,800 miles, you're getting $1,792 plus all the accessories pay. Now, if you take per diem, they take 1 cent off for the cost of per diem. So you're making 63 cents a mile. And the gross of that will be $1,764 for them taking it 1 cent. But at the current rate of 12.5 cents a mile for over the road, that's $350 of that money tax free. So you're only paying tax on $1,414. And come January 3rd, when the new pay comes in, it is $448 cash of that $1,764. So you're only paying tax at $1,316. That is what I do. I take per diem. My house is, I got a fixed rate mortgage. I'm not planning on refinancing. There ain't no way I could beat a 2.5% interest. So if you're worried about buying a house, etc., don't do per diem, because it will show you grossing less money on the tax forms, because you're getting some of your money cash, because we cannot write off per diem like we used to. Back when Trump did a tax bill, 2019 or whatever, they done away with per diem. We used to write off every year, unless you were an owner-operator. So companies are doing this, some companies. So like I said, it's up to you if you want to take per diem. You don't have to. Tyson takes 1 cent for it. And like I said, at 2,800 miles, you would gross $1,792, 3 years experience here at Tyson without taking per diem. If you take per diem, it's 63 cents a mile, so that would be $17.64. At the current rate, it's $350 cash, which would be $14.14 you're paying on tax. And at the new rate, it'd be $448 cash, and you're only paying tax on $1,316. I'm like this. I'd rather pay the less money than Uncle Sam. Especially when Uncle Sam gives us money, because it costs out to live out here. Nothing is free. You can't buy a $5 footlong anymore. You can't buy anything from any stores cheap anymore. They don't think have a dollar menu at McDonald's anymore. So, like I said, that's another perk at Tyson. A lot of companies are offering per diem. Some aren't. It's up to you. So, Tyson does hire new drivers if you just got your CDL and you want to come to a good company. This is a private fleet. And I'll post a picture everywhere. They just gave out our new calendars, and it's got the phone number, 1-800-993-6442. Or you can go on the website at drivefortysonfoods.com, I think. I'll leave all the links down below with my employee number and my personal email address if you have any questions. Like I said, I'm on the track to make about $120,000 this year. I'm at 105 right now at December 5th. And I still got 4 more weeks. But I'm out here 3-4 weeks at a time, give or take. You go home more, it's all, what's this, you know? So, am I worried about my job with these plant closures? No. Tyson's doing it for the bigger picture of the company. Making things work better, the way I kind of tell people. Reorganize, consolidate, make things flow better. I guess that's the way you can put it. Like I said, I'm at 130-some thousand miles this year. And I ain't worried about my job. Now, if you're in some of those areas, regional and local, I know the local guys, they were hurting around Arkansas with some of the plant closures. But I see them driving all around, day cabs all around western Arkansas. So, you all have a great day. If you have any questions about Tyson Foods, leave comments down below. I'll talk to y'all later. Have a great day. This is Rouse Trucking, driver for Tyson Foods. Ever the road, almost 3 years and counting. So you all have a great day. Talk to you next time.